Hello, everybody. This is Love from Above by your sibling spirit guides. I'm Maureen, and this is my brother.
Hi, Maureen. Hi, everyone. This is Brian.
Hey, Brian, we're so happy to be here. If you can believe it, on this podcast, we share daily channelings we receive from star beings, ascended masters, mythical beings who really exist, and occasionally our ancestors. And Brian, today's topic, I never thought I'd be talking about this one, space portals on Earth and Mars. Can you believe it?
Yeah, strangely enough, I told you I'm open to anything, but yeah, it's. If you would have told me, yeah, I think you're nuts. But no, I think there's something to this. So you just gotta have an open mind and just believe in what's coming through. So very interesting stuff.
Yeah, so people I found these sessions because Brian's doing the final revision for volume 1 of our book of the just documents all the channelings, and I've started on volume 2, and wow, Brian, how do we miss this one on Mars? Like, I went through it. I was like, how have we not done a podcast on this? So anyway, let's start with a spaceport in Australia. You want to kick us off, brother?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is from April 2nd of 2024. Dearest one, we are pleased to herald the arrival of a new spaceport, which is now docked directly above Australia. This continent is unique among the others, for there are large swaths of land which are unused, which is beneficial for us to mask our comings and goings. Although the native people are clearly aware of our presence and communicate with us regularly, we are pleased to be docking at this new location, which has been established by a consortium of galactic representatives. Our main purpose is anchoring into this recent location is indeed to communicate with you, our dearest brothers and sisters. You are the only couple we are indeed in communication with. So let me pause there. What do you think of that?
I just have this beautiful visual image of like a huge spaceship over a large swath of the outback, where the only people who notice it are the original people of Australia. Yeah, amazing story. What about for you, brother?
Yeah, you can totally see it because I mean, Australia, everyone lives on, you know, primarily the East Coast, but yeah, in the center, there's absolutely nothing. I mean, and there's just nothing there. So you can totally see that this is would be a great place for a spaceport, but very interesting. But then they go on to say, we come forth with a warning to remind that the heart is indeed a portal, a juncture like the space dock we are connected to. This allows you to access whatever you wish. The same is true with multiple areas of your unique physical structure. However, the heart is the easiest to train. The mind gets bogged down with minute details, which can obscure the greater glory of the intended task. So
Yeah.
that's totally true. I mean, you can see your mind gets focused, you get focused on whatever it is that every day there's some could be something different that's get your mind focused on some minor nuisance or something that's on your mind. But the heart is the key. Don't you
Yeah.
agree?
And if you look at the heart physically, like all of those, aortas, it literally is a portal within your body too. So, yeah, it's a beautiful reminder, but I love the idea of a space portal in Australia. I'll continue with a space portal in Peru. And this, I have to reference, Brian and I just recently finished Diana Cooper's book, The Golden Future. And in that, she says Machu Picchu, Peru, is one of 4 two-way interdimensional portals on Earth. And she says it's the largest portal on Earth. So anyway, we just read this book, but it confirms what the channeling that we came through March 30th of 2024. So this is from Aura, the beings that we first heard from and communicated with. And they were explaining how they first came to the planet. They said, "We came to your planet first to Peru. We accessed the portal gate in the mountainous areas that are well known to travelers of the galaxies. Curious about the wondrous ongoings in this native land, we came to check upon it ourselves. We were unseen, and no footprints of ours were left on your planet. However, we did learn from your peoples. We admired their connectivity. They worked together in groups where each individual had a specific assigned task. In this way, they served the greater whole. There was harmony among the peoples. However, the peoples from the town next door were not trusted. Brian, things have not changed, have they? They have
Yeah,
not changed. They have not changed.
totally.
In this way, in this way, the general spans of the broad population did not achieve a greater vibrational core that is necessary to rise above the material plane. Some, however, ascended. The priests and the teachers were able to ascend from that physical plane and remain in the material planes to assist those who wish to come forth. We maintain our contacts that we established long ago, just as we maintain our contact with you and your brother. The other place we chose to visit was China. This was long ago in ancient China. We came forth in the era of the fire-breathing dragons. This was a well-known epoch in Chinese history. We came forth to wonder at the marvels achieved by this highly advanced civilization. However, our appearance was noted and recorded in your mythology. We say no more about this incursion or intrusion. Brother, I wish they said some more about this incursion or intrusion. How are they noted in our mythology?
I was just going to ask you that. I thought you, I thought you had the answers, Maureen. I know, but it's something we've read too. I mean, that clearly there's been, you know, UFOs and just aliens that have been involved in every major civilization that's known to mankind. So, and even others that aren't known. So, but so it's no surprise. But I would love more details on that too.
Yeah, and it's interesting about Peru how, this channeling from March 30th goes exactly with what Diana Cooper says that Machu Picchu is, the major space portal for the, this planet. So just really, really interesting. And the other place, I know I've sent you pictures, brother, but people are listening. Check out Silistani in Peru. There's something going on there. I mean, there is something going on there. Like the mountains are totally flat. It perfectly leveled. Like that is not, you don't find mountaintops that are perfectly planed and leveled. Like what is going on there? You know what I mean? So there's a lot of wonders in this world to check out, that's for sure.
Definitely, definitely. All right, so I'll go on. So from April 5th of 2024, we hear from beings from Mars. And this channeling begins with Aura introducing beings from Mars. And your note also says they don't like being called Martians. So we'll get into that. So, dearest one, we indeed do come rushing forth to bring good news. We herald the arrival of yet another star group. These are brothers and sisters from the planet Mars. This planet has been under development for millennia. There are buildings recognizable from your helpful observatories. They come forth in peace and love and wish to bequeath a loving message to you and your brother. Hello, we come forth in peace and love to partake in this ritual which occurs daily on your planet. We are pleased to impart teachings that we have learned that greatly aid our lives. We live our lives by a 10-part code, which is too detailed to relay in this message. However, like other beings created by the Creator, our ruling purpose is love and peace and a thirst for greater wisdom. We see the same qualities residing within you and your brother and your many listeners. There's a fourth quality that we desire, and that is spaciousness. This feeling is like being connected to the whole like an umbilical cord to the creator. Through this, we can receive messages and strengthen our bond with the one whom we so revere. This is a quality not often considered in your human land. We continue on our discussion with regard to spaciousness. This is a quality which can greatly enhance the ability to help to receive help or wisdom. It is something that we urge your people to become aware of. So let me pause there. So, what do you make of this spaciousness that they're referring to?
For me, I'm interested to hear what you say, but for me, that's exactly the space that I get into when I get really deep into meditation. I feel very spacious. Like I'm bigger than my body. I'm connected to everything. I feel just, I call it floaty, floaty. My body is really light and I'm just, yeah, I mean, it just feels really, really spaciousness. The trick for me is I can almost always get in that position, that space in the morning, but you're supposed to stay in that space throughout the whole day, and that's the trick. But for me, I mean, that is just it's just delicious. It's just yummy. It's just Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I mean, I think if we've read Dr. Joe Dispenza, and he do call it the void, right? I mean, it tried to get into the void like that. But yeah, I get what you're speaking. I don't get there as often as you, but I think when I sleep, I just certainly do. But yeah, that's interesting. But then they go on, what is occurring as you expand? What is occurring as you expand is a vibrational expansion of the heart, which allows for the conjunction with the heart to open. It's similar to a flower whose bud can open or close. When the heart is open, the connection to the creator and beings connected with love and light can come forth. If you were stranded on a desert island, a familiar concept on your planet, indeed, you would receive all the nourishment that you would need. You would never be alone if you open the portal of your heart and allowed love to flow. Indeed, these synchronicities, which you take note of, occur more frequently when the portal of the heart is open. This is one of our basic stages of development that we teach our young children. Like, like you would teach your children to walk, we encourage the opening of the heart. We are fortunate because on our level of existence, it is something that we can physically see. With your physic or psychic development, it is something that is experienced through the level of feeling, not sight. That is all. We are pleased to make your acquaintance and shall visit you again with your permission. So, again, it's amazing all the different, yeah, we're just connecting with people from Mars. It's no big deal. But I love how they say it's like teaching their children to walk. And I also love that they can see it physically on
Right.
there. That would be great if you could see, oh yeah, my heart's let's see why
Yeah.
things aren't working out for me today. My heart's not open. So
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I've gotten to the stage where I can definitely feel when the heart closes up. And it's fear that closes that heart right up. But yeah, it's so beautiful. And this is something you talked about on our last podcast, how, the golden future, which we talked about that Diana Cooper book, is where we're manifesting in the moment, whatever we want just comes to us. So it doesn't matter if we're on the desert island stranded, we can manifest whatever we need. So yeah, and it's interesting that they reference almost exactly that first message where the heart is, a portal, that it's the connection to the creator, it's got to be open for other people to help you, the divine beings who are around you to assist you. So, imagine that. Like we get into this place of fear where we really need help and we close up our heart and then we can't receive the help that we need?
totally. Yeah, it makes total sense. So yeah, don't do that, people. keep your heart open. I know easier said than done, but at least be aware of it. That's for sure.
So yeah, I'll close it off with one more portal. This was from April 7th, 2024. And Brian, I think I know where this portal is. But anyway, we say Aura begins with, we wish to address two topics on this morning. One is the access portal of the Southern Hemisphere, which we often use to enter your billowy blue planet. This access portal is highly prized for its remarkable location. We utilize it as a primary portal, as do others. Its location has been concealed. However, we wish for you to look upon it on your journeys. It shall easily be recognizable to those who can see the light. Brian, you know where I think it is?
I I don't the mountains that you were talking about or no?
Southern Hemisphere, I think I have just got a hankering to go to Oceania. And I, you know, I don't know. My guess is Oceania, somewhere in Oceania. I'm just, you know, So I'll let y'all know because, I can definitely see that the area around Cusco, Peru is very sparkly and it's very much not a surprise to imagine that being a portal. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, very cool. Very cool. All right. This is a good one. Thanks for putting this together, Maureen.
Yeah, thank you, brother. And we'll talk to y'all next week.
Bye, everyone.